we are going to learn status quo bias. What is it? It's a habit normally coming. Let us check what its definition is. Status quo bias is an emotional bias, a preference for the current state of affairs. The current baseline is taken as a reference point, and any change from that baseline is perceived as a loss. It means that a habit we quite often do, or a thing that we do constantly, based on a feeling that if another person does it, it won't be okay. That is status quo bias. Otherwise, to make it more clear, if we make a purchase from a shop in constant terms and the shop is supposed to be closed at the same time, and thereby we could not buy any product from there, then we will go to buy from another shop. Then we don't get a comfortability in interaction when we talk to them on the purchase of the thing. Such a feeling is called status quo bias. Then we don't get a comfortability in interaction when we talk to them on the purchase of the thing. Such a feeling is called status quo bias. When we make a difference in a habit that we do, can be called status quo bias. Status quo bias is Status quo bias is a Latin word. It's a direct word meaning is higher of loss. Its direct word meaning is higher of loss. Let us examine one case of stock market. Suppose we purchased a share especially when the value of the share was very lowered. Suppose we purchased a share especially when the value of the share was very lowered. After we have purchased, most unlikely its value again went down. That time we would hold that share thinking that the entire rate of the share will increase. That time we would hold that share thinking that the entire rate of the share will increase. Then we think that if we sell it, it would end in great loss. Such a feeling is called status quo bias. It refers to a situation from which we do not move away. I have cited an example earlier for it. A situation like we can't make a purchase from the same shop from where we make constant purchases. Let us know how it affects the trading. Suppose we buy now a stock. Then we shall check its value or rate here, a graph. It might be fluctuating, most probably. Then for some long time, we hold the stock without it being affected with any fluctuation in rate or showing any difference. Then suppose it's moving on quite stable without any difference in rate. Then thereafter, a fluctuation is supposed to come. That time, it comes down. And this holding time, if we sell it, we feel naturally that we would come across a loss. Such a feeling is called status quo bias. How does it affect our business? In market, there are many shares available. Then if we buy only one share and think that after buying it, it would be a loss and affect our business, it could be a loss. Along with it, our time is also wasted. It happens normally because the first problem is the fear factor. is due to fear that such a feeling happens. Then after selling the share, suppose the value of the share increases, we would be blamed. Because it is because of us that such a loss has been happened to the stock, on the thought that we could have held the share or stock for some long time till the price of the stock increases. Then after selling the share, suppose the value of the share increases, we would be blamed because it is because of us that such a loss has been happened to the stock, on the thought that we could have held the share or stock for some long time till the price of the stock increases. Such a thought would come. There are the main reasons. Also, suppose we would not sell the stock in fear of loss. We purchase a stock and then its value is depreciated or low. Remember, if the stock is held on hand, it would have to be so held on simply. And even though we decide to sell it later, it would be a loss both in terms of share value and time. And also we would not be much sure about a good rise in value. Then how to find out a solution to this situation is that if we buy a stock from a company, it mandates a prescribed particular duration for holding on hand that particular share. For example, if only 10 days or 1 month of duration for holding the share is mandated, for example, if only 1 month duration for holding that particular share is mandated, we have to follow the rule of that 1 month. If we keep this pattern of holding the stock on, if we keep this pattern of holding the stocks on, there wouldn't come across such issues. This is our solution. That this issue comes upon us mainly is a matter of stress or pressure in the business of share. Hence, the solution for it to escape from the stress is taking care of this period of time and following the stock holding period mandate. Hence, the solution for it to escape from the stress is taking care of this period of time and following the stock holding period mandate. Let us summarize all that we have just learned so far. Status quo bias is fear of loss. That is, we keep away from the constant routine we do follow and also the feelings that we could come across loss or we can't do the business. This is what's called status quo bias. That's all, guys. Thank you.